Hello and welcome back to the GG.Bet Birmingham Invitational. We're in the middle of Alliance versus Pango. Game 1 going the way of Alliance in a game that really looked more like two teams trying to find ways to lose than win, but they were victorious. I'm Kyle, this is Lizard. What do you think?
You're just an NA hater.
That's all you've got?
That's all.
You could have taken anyone from Reddit and put you in that chair. They could have made the same point.
Yeah, I'm the Reddit representative right here. Representative right here, right now. That's it.
Interesting.
No, come on. They weren't trying to just lose. They were playing their best, their hearts out. They were putting their on the playing field.
They gave him coddle again.
They gave him coddle. Never mind. Yeah, they're trying to lose definitely. However, they did snatch out that Enigma.
That is true.
And it's going to be interesting. I haven't, like, this guy, Vampire, he's a new player for me on Pango. I've seen him in pubs. I've played with him. I haven't seen him in pro teams. And I wonder, Ghostic is drafting. Did he take this Enigma for himself? Or is he going to give it to position 4 that isn't really that, like, known and hasn't really played with them for a long time?
It's a good question.
Because it is a hero, like, if you give it to a position 4, he's like, you're playing around that position 4. He's not playing around you. There's a lot of emphasis on that Enigma. Like, he has to perform well. He has to be making these proper moves after the initial farm, obviously, for 5 to 6 minutes. So,
5 seconds.
it's a dangerous pick for them. That's all I mean.
Into Coddle Medusa as well.
Yep.
One of the worst heroes to play Enigma against. Obviously, they took the Medusa afterwards, but you cannot itemize to deal with Stone Gaze as an Enigma.
Yeah, that's
you have to be facing away. That's it.
It's just not a thing. You cannot. You have to wait for the Stone Gaze to run out or to be used. But overall, there are worse heroes to play against. There's Wyverns, there's Banes, there's Rubiks.
It's also pure damage is less effective against Medusa because Mana Shield already absorbs damage pre-reductions. So this pure damage, you're only really affected by the pure damage versus damage that would be reduced for 30%, or 40% rather, of the damage you're actually taking. If that makes sense. Yeah, and now you're going to get mana'd, then double snake, and never run out of mana.
And you know what, like, Medusa isn't even that bad versus Enigma on the lane.
If
they decide to roll her on the side lane, which is probably very unlikely.
They once again go with that, the BKB built-in carry. This time the Juggernaut instead of the Lifestealer. Play against that Coddle, but it's going to be interesting to see if that's...
This is the thing, though. Like, we're talking about this Enigma and the Black Hole, but this hero is more than just a Black Hole, especially when you play him on position 4. Like, you can go into the Dominator, just Greaves, Crimson, utility, full utility build, and that's what's good about Enigma. Like, even on position 4 or 3, it doesn't matter. You can be that utility guy or that big team fighter. So it's a flex pick, and they Alliance, obviously. Like, why not? Just get that Rubik. However, at the same time, you have Rubik and Kotl right now as your duo supports.
Is that a problem? That's the old school special. Old Secret ran that all the time.
Old school special. I don't like it as much right now. It's not as good in my opinion. But however, you can put Taiga. You can in this game, and you can put Taiga on that Rubik on the dual offlane with someone else. He should be fine versus the Jug. I see a lot of Rubiks right now just rushing those boots too instantly from the base. Level 1, which is going to be very good versus the Witch and the Jug.
Yeah, I think that I agree with your point. I just feel like whenever I see Enigma this early, and you can pick Rubik, you might as well. It's just so good here.
Sometimes, like, the thing is, it used to be a little bit different. I've had these matchups, I've seen these matchups so many times in which they pick Rubik, you pick Enigma, but then you just don't use Black Hole. And it doesn't matter. You just crush that lane, and then afterwards you have Greaves early on, you have a lot of utility, you have Enigma, you have Jug, you have Healing Ward, you have Witch Doctor. That's so much sustain if you itemize in a proper way. And then that Rubik is like, alright, I'm here Fate bolting you, and that's about it.
Yeah, I agree. I just think Alliance already has so much wave clear. I expect them to draft more, not to mention
Rubik,
the high ground power of those 3 heroes they've already selected.
That's true.
Very difficult for Pango to formulate a plan to break base before 20-25 minutes for sure.
They need something to jump on top of Kotl and Rubik. They need some hero that's actually super mobile on mid.
Know what I like? TA.
Would be a decent pick versus the Dusa on mid too.
There's very few heroes, I think, that match up well against Dusa. TA definitely one of them.
There's Monkey that can be really strong versus Duza if he has just a slight advantage.
It's a good point as well. That would be very, very nice here.
Axe! Oh, well, hello there. Well, there aren't many teams that play this hero right now because he's trash.
There's only one Boxy.
Yeah.
Whoa, what were you talking about? Me being negative? Axe, a trash hero?
Yeah.
You're looking at the best card in Artifact, baby.
Artifact. All right. Hire me,
10
Volvo.
seconds
I love
remaining.
Artifact. I'm kidding. It's a great game.
Sell out.
Anyways,
5
Axe
seconds
isn't
remaining.
picked for a reason, and this hero just feels very underwhelming if you don't have a good laning stage, if you don't start off well. However, he used to be so good versus Jug. Like this used to be the
Radiant
go-to hero
team
versus
ban.
Jug. You buy that Waymail.
Templar
Oh, the
Assassin.
TA.
Ooh,
There we go. Who called it? Was it?
Who
was
called
it you?
that?
Yeah, good one. Good one.
It's Iceberg, to be fair. He always wants to play some sort of snowballer, and he wants to have a good lane matchup. Not many other of his heroes, outside of perhaps SF, would have had a matchup advantage here. And their heroes need something that provides vision, and to your point, is active early. You know,
10
they,
seconds
What do you think
remaining.
about the opportunity for Alliance to side lane the Duza? I know it's not
5
optimal.
seconds
Side lane the
remaining.
Duza and get something versus TA mid.
I don't mind that at all. I think that you actually do want to do that, because we can expect that whatever lane the Enigma's in, you could free farm.
Yep.
You could go aggro theoretically, but we'll see.
The thing for Pango is this Enigma first pick opens up their draft a little bit better because it's a very ambiguous pick. You don't know if it's a 4 or 3. So right now they can finish with a position 4 or 3, which makes their draft a little bit flexible to that last pick of Alliance. They can adjust to it.
I think once you see the Rubik, you're now looking. You don't have a win condition anymore for your Enigma alone.
Yep.
So you might as well just push him to the 4, play more that team fight style, the HOD that you were talking about, team fight items instead of trying to rush that BKB. You just take some offlaner to provide initiation, capitalize on the TA vision, and help these 2 cores. You need something that helps you secure damage. You don't need any more of it. You've got TA Jug.
Yep.
The team fight items are covered so long as Enigma goes for them. So.
Perhaps that Enigma build in which you just feed the rings to the offlaner, whoever it is.
10 seconds
The last
remaining.
pick.
I'm trying to think of what Ghostic would choose for himself in this spot, though.
5
Darkseer's banned
seconds
out.
remaining.
Might look for an LC themselves here. It'd be nice to have a Yule's hero against Axe, as well as the Dusa.
That Yules is basically like a full counter to Axe until he gets BKB. It's just one item that counters the hero completely, but they do not have any Yule builders right now.
They maybe a Pangolier here.
Pango is banned, but it was a good call because Ghostic loves that hero.
Yeah.
He plays him a lot. It would have been great
Ooh,
on Pango.
Puck, perhaps? I don't know how I feel about that one. Yeah, you can see they're taking their time for sure. They have plenty. 1 minute
They
remaining.
don't have, like, truth be told, they don't have a lot of catch for that puck, so he could have a decent time on the offlane. But, like, you're alone. Even though Enigma is eating creeps and messing with the equilibrium of the lane, you are still a puck offlane alone versus most likely Duza and the Kotl. That shouldn't be too hard. What else is there?
Centaur?
Centaur wouldn't be bad to get on top of the Duza. Centaur might be the best suggestion so far. Rubik still has an easy time of stealing that Stampede, obviously, but it's not truly the biggest issue for them.
It's Slardar. I mean, it's just a blink stun at the end of the day. You just need something that can stun the enemies.
Sand King has been played a bit more recently too.
Bit rough against Rubik's my only concern. They ban out the Weaver.
Radiant team.
Maybe a clock.
That's right.
Alright.
Yeah, the Weaver ban actually makes it obvious, right?
Yeah.
If you
And
can think about it. But this bat can also be 4. Like you can
It's
have
true.
4 bat or 4 Enigma. They still haven't maybe even decided.
I would guess, knowing Ghostic, especially
He's
since
best,
he's
right?
drafting, the drafter often saves his hero for last. And Enigma picked first in a really rough Enigma game. If I
10
were the
seconds
captain,
remaining.
I would definitely be on the bat right here.
5 seconds.
Alliance not with much
remaining.
time. 7 seconds left to make this decision. The winner is another Ember Spirit. All right.
Choose your hero.
Excellent choice against the TA. A very favorable matchup as well, assuming you get just a little bit of help. Any rotation with Ember against TA will help find a kill. It will be the 3-position Ghostic as expected, and you were right, they will probably look to side lane the Stusa.
Yeah, they're gonna sideline the Duza. At the same time, though, TA has been buffed time after time after time, and it's one of those iceberg heroes that you mentioned. Like, he loves playing that TA. Like, even if you crush him on the lane, I think TA gets that Blink Dagger, starts jumping on Kotl, starts jumping on Rubik. Like, that hero can do a whole lot. And then you have so much sustain. You're gonna have Helm of Dominator from Enigma, possibly some mech early on.
Yep.
You're gonna have Jug Healing Ward. You're gonna have that Witch Doctor too. I like their draft. I'm not saying that it's perfect, that it's covered in every certain sense, but it's looking a little bit better for me than in that last game.
And I like the Bat as well. There's some heroes provide vision, some heroes consume it. And Bat specifically loves playing with more vision than his enemies, because you're all about just finding those pickoffs, utilizing that information advantage. Boom, you know where somebody is that's going to be alone. You've got TA traps now. Enigma and Jug are going to be able to constantly shove lanes, so you should be able to be aggressive. I expect that you'll often have the vision advantage for sure, and he can then find that one pick off, and immediately now you have a TA, you have a Jug, you have an Enigma. Anytime you have that number advantage, that's a tower, that's Roche, that's an objective.
They can really set the tempo of the game, and this Kotl isn't gonna have as easy of a time just sitting somewhere hidden behind the trees, spamming Illuminate, as they have multiple ways, as you said, of finding him. You have Sticky Napalm, you have traps, you have Firefly, so it looks a little bit more even in my opinion when it comes to the draft. However, the Duza threat is still there. If this game goes late, it's just going to be the Duza show, most likely.
I'm just concerned that Koifa's got a lot of pressure on him now to make a ton of plays. Yeah, and mid versus a TA, I say it's Ember favored, but Iceberg's TA is really, really good. And all it takes is a couple extra side blades you weren't meant to take, and you're just unable to be in the lane anymore.
He's going to need help if that happens.
Yeah.
And a couple of stacks. And also what's good about this TA and the Jug is that they're also very flexible when it comes to who's the true position one, right? You can have the TA being the playmaker. You can have the Jug running around with 2 raid bands and Yasha or drums, even Maelstrom.
The concern I have is that Alliance have no method of pressuring towers until they have tons of items on the Dusa, whereas you have 4 heroes on the side of, or 3 heroes rather, every core.
Yeah, like bottom line is you hit the nail on the head there. Alliance, they want to farm, they want to stay back, just get their items, right? But at the same time, this Pango lineup looks like they want to rush at you instantly if they itemize that way, because who knows, it can happen. Maybe TA goes for Dezo first, you know, to secure the farm, and then suddenly they miss that 2-minute timing that's necessary to pressure them earlier. I think for Alliance, besides Koikva, it's very important how this Axe does. Like, he's a hero that just makes it or breaks it. Like, sometimes it can roll out of control. It's especially on Boxy. Like, Boxy is that kind of a guy. We'll see.
I think when you hit 6 on Ember, that's when the playmaking can start. But Alliance really need level 6 Coddle and a Blink Axe before their team fights are online. As you look at the side of Pango, it's more about forcing skirmishes, to your point, playing high tempo all around the map. Swarming, I think, is the right word, as you said.
Oh, this is like some Jug on the side lane, actually, on the off lane for Pango.
Huh, cool. So they're gonna just give him solo XP as much as possible, and in addition, it's a Coddle Dusa. They're going to want to shove the lane, and not really much you can do to stop a Jug. And I like that decision, because a Bat Rider could potentially just have the lane shoved into his face and never have the game.
It's Witch Doctor Bat versus Axe.
Yeah, exactly. This
isn't the lane you want to be in as Axe.
Yeah, your favored bottom as the Bat Rider for sure, but top lane, this is brutal for Alliance. This is potentially a lane they may look to have to abandon, or perhaps even just back lane totally.
What do you think about Slayer just going for cask level 1 on Witch Doctor? I guess that was to secure the runes. Sometimes I see, well, Witch Doctors versus Axe specifically go for the 3rd spell, Maledict. It does help out versus Axe so much early on, and it has been buffed. It's not the same spell like before with 50 seconds of a cooldown. It has been, well, it got nerfed and then it got buffed again. And look at those odds. Like, I like this a lot better. For this game, they're much more even.
Yeah, 1.75 on your money for Alliance, 1.99 to Pango. Slightly favored for Alliance. This is, of course, for just the second map, not the series. Alliance currently up 1-0, 1 minute into our second game. Iceberg slightly behind the Ember, but he should catch up if he gets these CS under tower, and he does just that, 3 for 3. It's all about the kill potential for the Ember, though. You do start to lose this lane as TA gets more levels.
Yeah, but you can always catch. Yeah, you have the Flame Guard, obviously, and
Oh,
on top
Boxy in
lane.
some trouble. This is what we were expecting, just being ran at by this Batrider. However, if you look at the tower, there is a full creep wave that's going to be denied on this from the Pango. Oh, the stun will hit in time. That's going to be a first blood.
And the worst part is he used that port, so this is the walk of shame for him back to the lane. Yeah, they're missing a full creep wave, but Ghostic first blood plus denying Boxy the opportunity to get to the lane fast and get this farm. It's very hard. I was worried about this for them, especially because you see the Sax, he has 2 stouts. You're thinking, all right, he's going to try and creep skip, right? But you don't creep skip that well versus Witch Doctor and Bat. Like, they're going to run you down, which is what happened there.
I would have liked to see him maybe even smoke earlier, like go grab the second wave and just play in the back lane.
Or just have Rubik do that, and you chill around the tower.
Sure. You don't want to be doing what you did there where you're in a 2-on-2 scenario. You want to just run a distraction, have the support chase somebody, and let Bat try and lane by himself, because he really doesn't have that much kill potential until level 3, level 4, which unfortunately for Taiga, he now possesses. The cask is going to come out. There's a lift, there's a nuke, but he doesn't want to use those long cooldowns when he knows he's already dead. And to your point about like Boxy even teleporting, I take that death there. Run through the jungle, waste some time. A creep wave is worth a first blood even. It's more experience on the creep wave, perhaps slight more gold for the hero kill, but XP is king when it comes to a game of Dota 2.
Definitely. Unless you have to walk back to the lane, then it's kind of difficult for him to justify that, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I agree. It's mid. Well, TA's doing all right.
Oh, there's the rotation, though. They're going to go on top as well. Maledict, 5 stacks on Boxy. He's dead. Mid lane, though. This is the power of the Ember Spirit versus the TA. Even with an Arcane Rune, double refraction used throughout that gank. It does not matter. Immediately, it's gone.
It's just the power of Flame Guard on the Ember Spirit. And TA was pulling ahead a little bit, so they had to.
And he skilled Chains this game on Ember, didn't he?
He did. He went for Chains and Flame Guard early on, which makes a lot of sense. Like you're playing versus a TA.
Yeah.
Like if you go for a flip fist there, like it's just making the game much harder for yourself.
Indeed. See Boxy, level 4 on Bat now. You got to be careful for Boxy. He's got 4 stacks already, and he sees, well played by Ghostic, recognizing Rubik's got a position, a perfect flame break. That's going to be a cask as well. Will it be enough to land the kill? No, not quite. There's no mana for the flame break either. And Taiga, will he get one more hit on Slayer? No.
He's solving up. He's fine. There's no way Taiga turns this. Yeah. However, Boxy is around. He's healed up. Oh, Koikwa. Should be fine. Salves up, actually. Iceberg should be the one that's careful now.
Whoa, Iceberg. Very strange there.
He turned for that hit, and because of that, he doesn't get the rune.
Just a little too much of an emphasis on efficiency there. Going to give Koifa the ability to control this next creep wave. And it's so valuable, too, because not only that, he can now stay in the lane until that 5-minute mark when shrines and further runes become available. A big miscue there from Iceberg.
Just such a simple little thing.
Right?
Missing that rune just changes the tempo and the way the lane works completely.
Now you go from in a dominating position in the lane.
Into hiding behind your tower, pretty much. Yeah.
Welcome to Dota. It's a game of inches, seconds, and very, very fast decisions that may or may not backfire.
You saw the ring was given to Jug as well, right? Like he's having a blast on that offlane.
Taiga, they're going to get the rune bottle on Ghostic and probably a kill as well. That toss to the high ground does not matter against the Batrider, and Taiga will fall in a moment. There it is. Ghostic going to go grab the other bounty rune as well.
That Jug, however, he has 13 CS on the offlane. We haven't really talked about this as we weren't watching the offlane a whole lot. Jug has only 13 CS on the offlane. Yeah, you're compensating with an Enigma that's farming really well in the jungle, but at the same time, your Jug... Oh, okay, so you see the build on TA, he's going for Dazo first, which means he's not going to be very active. And at the same time, your Jug isn't doing very well on the offlane, so you aren't giving this Jug enough resources to carry you through the mid game. So it's all on Bat. Like, it's absolutely everything is on Bat in this game for Pango. He has to carry the whole load.
That's a really good point. Flame Guard coming up with a few seconds as well. They may be able to find a kill on Iceberg. Going to hit 6 on the Ember Spirit very soon as well. I like what Boxy's been doing here. This lane is near impossible for him, but he just keeps backlaning. He is level 5 in the... Oh, no! A 1 in 5 roll goes wrong. Well, he's trying to do his best to survive. Just annoying Slayer. They're trying to give the kill to Iceberg here, I think.
Yeah.
He's doing a great job of wasting time. That's another creep wave that was denied up top of this tower. You have no problem with this if you're Boxy. You have to accept that death is inevitable, and you must spend your lives bravely.
It's the Zai game right now for Boxy, right?
Yeah.
You're going to feed, but your team is going to benefit from it somehow.
It at least keeps you in the game. I'd like to see Insania look to stack a bit for his X in the jungle so that he could at some point leave the lane, and then Bat Rider or Caps could just be neutralized by a Coddle spamming blasts into his face. To your point, yes, the Jug is behind, has the double Wraith coming out on Courier. Madara is hard free farming, but if you check out that net worth disparity, yeah, you're in first place, but the next 4 are all the enemy. And you're going to hit a timing tempo in this mid-game with that HOD. It's up already on Enigma. You're going to have Lasso on bat, and yep.
Like you can see Witch Doctor rotated bottom already, and this is that timing. 6 minutes, 6 minutes-ish. You get the hot, you get the second support, and then you start pressuring this tier 1, just making them have to go back. There is a Kotl, there is Insania still here, so if any hero can defend that tower, it's him. But we'll see if he's going to be successful or not, because that creep can just dive behind the tower.
Yeah, this is the way you want to play the game, though, if you're Pango, is just get active, get involved early, kill those towers, and prevent Medusa from the freedom of just walking back and forth between his jungle hard free farming. The more towers you take, the faster this TA gets to blink Deso, the more map control you have, and the easier it is to choke out the side of Alliance.
I was worried that Iceberg's build might be a little bit too greedy with that Deso, as he isn't going to come online as fast, but if the rest of his team does well together, then it can definitely work, because if you buy that blink and you don't make like good moves with it, like suddenly your game is way
Not
off.
just that, like who is he supposed to kill as well? This is a very difficult game for TA to try and find pickoffs, because you don't really have any hard catch until Ghostic has that blink dagger online, and none of the cores of Alliance care about TA jumping them. Ember's going to slide away, Medusa's got a billion HP, and the Axe can just battle hunger you and walk away.
Ghostic is trying something over here, but he has to be careful.
Yeah, he's going to get the lasso off.
This is an easy kill for him.
I think it might be enough. The Boxy does have 8 stick. He's going to pop it, but that's just too much damage. And all of a sudden, Tiger, are you in trouble as well? He's got no lift, no runes. Doesn't matter.
There's no Firefly. Yeah, there's no Firefly, so he should be fine. Slayer just wards there.
That's a nice ward. Should not have been spotted either.
That's a good kill for Bat. Definitely. He just played that right. Gets the axe. Even though Rubik was there trying to help him.
You can see Koiva switching up the build entirely. He's going to look to go with that Max Flame Guard build now. Oh, he got a spin. Oh, if he had the spin there, he could have spun the wave and then TP'd. But instead, he's going to be walking right into Boxy, who dunks the Courier. Naive now in a lot of trouble. They get the move speed advantage as well. No taunt skill, but Naive doesn't know that, so he's unaware. It doesn't really matter. He's going to right-click to get rid of the salve. Well played. He knows he's dead just to ensure he does as much as he can for the squad. But that is a big mistake. And we were talking about the need for the squad of Pango to push the tempo. Losing the Courier, losing your carry, that does hurt. Koifa?
Should be fine.
Yeah, just wandering. Ghostic TP'd back to base. I do believe he's completed an item. Not sure exactly what it is. Wouldn't be surprised to see him roll up with like a bots at this point, but I think it may just be a
drums, something like that, right?
Yeah.
Like Blink Dagger is alright, but I don't think it's very necessary for them on the Bat Rider in this game. Immediately, at least. Just get that classical movement speed build on Bat and rush them down.
Iceberg going to stack his own Ancients, look to control these bottom bounty runes. Ghostic does have the bots completed. That is excellent for a Bat Rider at only 10 minutes into the game. Taiga going to get a nice TP out underneath the spin of Naive. That will not be able to land a kill. If Naive is quick, he might be able to grab this top bounty, but no, you can see Madara. He's on the race. He's going to ensure they get that.
He's already there. The snake is a little bit faster. I like the set on Madara, by the way.
It's very nice. Also doing the tread swap there. Int to throw the snake, agility to receive it, because you do receive more mana back when you do that.
It's the travels on the bat, by the way. Travels windlace, so he can basically roll across the map at any given point. He can be anywhere, which is really good. Provides you with a lot of pressure. What's really good about heroes such as Buck or Bat when they go for this build is that they can outpush one side and then join the fight instantly.
You also, since you already have the wave clear advantage and a vision advantage, it now allows you to just easier abuse the map control.
Here.
He might. He's maledicted. Is he going to go for it? I don't know if they're going to have the damage. If they had Witch Doctor ult, I'm sure they might go for it. Nope, they're going to do it. Here comes the Bat bots, as you said. Will he get the last overtime to say they did? No, he will not, but that is going to be a ton of damage on Koifa. He has no remnants remaining. The Arcane Rune will not be enough, I don't believe. If he had got that Flame Guard off in time, it would have probably saved him, but 2 seconds remaining on cooldown. Unfortunately, he will die as a 1-for-1, but I think you take that. They get the tower as well.
It's strange that Slayer did not have level 6 there. It's minute 11. and he is the position 5 in this game, which means that you have the Enigma in the jungle. He definitely does not need that tome. So I'm wondering why is he so experience starved. If they had that ward, maybe they get the Ember by themselves there. Another dunk, sure, why not?
It's worth.
He's going for a straight blink, by the way, just 2 stouts into a blink. No Vanguard, nothing like that.
I think that's good in this sort of game. You're really just trying to find those kills. TA, Bat, Enigma Jug, they're all so squishy. If you can find the initiation, especially with an Ember and multiple stuns behind you, it's all about counter initiation, combo break, and finding those pickoffs.
Sometimes the attacks can be underwhelming. Like you play versus a Jug, and at one point you jump him. If you're behind, he doesn't even care. He wrecks you. Same goes for TA. And Iceberg is going on Taiga right now. Is Taiga going to steal that?
No. This is a super fast Deso coming out from Iceberg. Double Wraith, Treads, Deso, looking to be completed before the 13-minute mark.
And he's still behind Uza, though. He's still behind Uza with Network, which is
top lane.
Ridiculous.
Ghostic trying to make as much space as he can, just diving the tower. He's so fast. He knows there's going to be a response, so he's doing his best to try and force response and yet save his own life. Will he have the flame break to... He will fly right over the mins, stirring the waterfall to safety.
He's just so fast.
Yep.
The new Firefly with the added bonus speed, right? Movement speed, and then you have the Windlace travels.
Yep. This is why this bots item is so good here, because that little bit of time he buys, immediately, now we have a tower taken. There's a Deso now on this TA. You got to be a little careful. Don't want to be too aggressive. Cast going to come out from Koif.
I don't think you... Is he going to go? Nah, he's going to go out. I don't think you want to fight with this Deso, though, if you are TA.
No.
It's just, the problem with it is, yeah, you hit hard, but you're very susceptible to just dying after killing your initial target. And then, what did you gain? You could have been in the jungle farming. You would have gotten twice as much.
Yeah, now TA with the Deso, you might still be slightly outfarmed by Medusa, but you're going to be able to keep pace. And now you're in a position where, yes, you don't have that pickoff potential, but your damage output is so high that if you find a kill as a team, 1 hero, 2 heroes go down, now you're just walking right into Roche or at a tower. And in addition, you're farming the map faster, you're pushing lanes faster.
Is Vampire...
accelerates the ability of your team to win the game.
Is Vampire going for Midas, I wonder? He has 1,500 gold stashed. Arcane is queued up, but...
I think just standard mech build. They need the team fight. Looking at the
I
way
would love
Max
to.
meld already on Iceberg. They are not looking to play the farm game.
I would love to see the mech, but if you were going for the mech, you should already have Arcane Boots and at least a Buckler. But he's saving up that gold.
You look middle lane, Ghostic again finding plays. Boxy does have that Blink Dagger complete, but he will also find his death quite soon. Taunts in no one's land, and that is a dead Boxy once again. Bottom lane though, Insani is trying to set up onto Iceberg. He's going to glyph here. I don't know if this is going to work for him.
I think he's afraid that they might rotate from mid towards bottom, as they just killed Axe there. So I think he's just gonna stand here. That's it. Oh,
does not see him.
He has auto attack on. Like, you see that? Like his hero is just constantly trying to attack. Right. He has his dagger too now. So 15 minutes in, Blink Dagger and 200 gold.
Yeah, this is the dream for TA. You get that super fast Deso, immediately take out objectives, creeps in the enemy jungle, then you get Blink, and then you look to go make your moves.
This is when the game starts for TA. It's not the easiest still. He needs to make the right decisions, obviously, but this is where it's on him to start pressuring the enemy.
We got a bit of a skirmish here, but they need Boxy to be able to really find any of these kills. He's going to go in immediately onto Ghostic. That's the right target. A big black hole, though, on 2. Jungle coming out as well onto the CC. The healing ward is still down. Nobody killing it off. The Stone Gaze out. Everybody now in some trouble. They're trying to just back away. You got a Coddle Blast ult on top as well. Neither side really able to commit, but here comes Iceberg. He does have that Blink completed as well. No, it's got enough gold, but he doesn't have it. Otherwise, he'd certainly be able to find some kills here. Naive going to continue to chase. Does not have spin. Nice blinding leg. Boxy blinks in. Whiffs the taunt on the course. Buyback, as you said. Taiga's going to come back in. Another spin from Naive. He's get the ult off. Boxy in some trouble, though. He's going to run down to the bottom side. Madara's going to look to pursue. He's going to get the snake off. Naive's going to try and teleport out. Will the taunt be up in time? Yes, it will.
That's a 4-man kill.
Oh.
I mean, they did buyback.
What? How did that song go?
How did it go? I don't know.
Don't run up the high ground with no vision.
They had vision, though. They had a ward.
Are you sure?
Yeah. That's the problem. They overcommitted there. I can't blame them, though. It looked like they had that fight. Okay, he just disappears.
This is the thing. This is what drives me nuts about just God, Dota's just so hard. If Iceberg has a blink there,
It's
they're
so
winning
different.
that fight.
They're winning it
you
so
hit
hard.
the
I
power
know.
spike, but you don't wait. If you just relax, just don't do it.
No,
Just don't do it for 20 more seconds.
And the way Alliance played it as well, they're retreating, and at the same time that they're retreating, they're solving up these targets. Axe is solving up everyone that's low, like Rubik is buying back, and instantly he jumps back in, gets a double kill.
It's crazy, too, because Iceberg, he just didn't have enough gold at the side shop to buy his Blink. If he gets one more camp, one more CS, he buys Blink, then TPs. Instead, TPs without.
How many times as a support did it happen to you that you're farming that creep wave, you need one more CS, you don't get it, you go for one more and you die because of some gank. It's like all the matter of seconds. Just that's Dotes.
You can see right there. Trap onto Insania, boom, Meld Strike, dead. This is exactly what Pango was looking for. The frustration is for them is just if they had made this move, that was always going to be able to go down. As soon as your TA has Blink, he will find a kill on a Rubik or a Coddle.
If they just waited for the Blink,
like
instead
they
have
lose
lost
4.
that fight,
Now the advantage. Now it's a 50-50 game. Sure, you get the pick off. Sure, you get Roche, but you've bought Alliance some very valuable breathing room.
Yep. Even though they have this rush and everything, like it should have been much easier for them to get to this point. They shouldn't have fed those 4 kills for sure. And that Medusa, she's 10k. Like the net worth difference isn't really there any longer, and you can see she's followed by 2 heroes of Alliance. It's only the TA that's kind of ahead.
You can see Ghosty going for the drums. Afterwards, so much move speed. Pango Slayer will most likely go down here. Naive, however, going to try and support, but the Slight will finish. Too much damage. And now Koiva probably going to go cut that next wave as well as the Pango look to continue to pressure objectives. I'm not sure I like the vision that Alliance has placed here. It could have been just because they won that last fight so handedly, not recognizing that really once support dies, Roche goes down, they lose map control, but all their vision concentrated in the enemy
it's very aggressive. Jungle. It's very aggressive considering they're playing Medusa. Like, yeah, sometimes you can argue that aggressive vision is still going to give you enough info to know how to move, right? But I can agree, it's not really great. What do you think about Yasha into Diffusal on Jug? I mean, versus Medusa, you can argue that it's good, right? Like, you get that Diffusal for the mana, but it slows him so down. Like, his farm progression is just not going to be there after that Diffusal. That's what I'm afraid of.
I can see, I mean, TA Jug are very much more early game carries than late. And you have another kill attempt onto Boxy here. He's going to get lassoed. Jug ult comes out as well. Boxy does not have the taunt active, so was not able to give himself that little bit of armor that could have potentially bought him a few more moments of life. But alas, another pick off from Ghostic. Really just everywhere on this map with that Batrider. And bottom lane, you can see still Witch Doctor TA. This is how you want to play this draft on the side of Pango. Split the map, play in pairs or in trios, skirmish. Do not do what you did previously, walking up into a 5-on-5. You are not favored to win these sorts of engagements, especially if the Dusa ult is prepared.
Another thing that I noticed in these last couple of fights is Taiga.
I don't know about this. Ghostic's in a lot of trouble. He has no lasso. Is he just going to go down? Yeah,
Iceberg
the last auto attack will
still.
do so. And he has no refractions up. We've got the Melon Tiger. He will use it to survive Koifa, trying his best to ensure that there won't be a Blink Dagger that comes out. They're so close, but if he hit the meld,
They got him once. Insania has that ult too.
I think, oh no, he's getting the Blink away and the refraction, but here's Slayer. He's going to land a stun onto Insania. The meld from Iceberg. They know he's there, though. Will-O-Wisp goes down. That's a dead TA. And once again, Pango make a move that baffles me, Lizard. You have Aegis, you have a huge advantage. You know that you have 2 teammates in the top lane. You have no Omni Slash.
They telegraphed that rotation as well. Bat was just porting into a creep wave that was right next to the enemy creep wave. And there's a shrine there, and it's only you and TA around. So
with an Aegis, you're in this great position to start winning the game.
Even if you get the kill there, even if you get the pick off, they're going to port to that shrine. They're going to punish you for sure. And now the worst part is,
yep, now it's getting ran at. Enigma's going to go down. Doesn't matter that he uses the mech there.
The worst part is you're losing full map control versus a Medusa like that. And now Enigma pays the price too on this mid lane.
You really just, like, in a way, handed the game back to Alliance.
Exactly.
You took your advantage.
And I don't think they have breathing room. I don't think they have space for these mistakes. That's the issue. Like, they're playing a draft that's supposed to be played the way they're playing, but without any mistakes. Like, you have to take this rush on, and you have to take map control, and you have to be pressuring them. But if you make a couple of these mistakes, like they have done right now, it just goes out of your control, and that Dusa is going to have Skadi soon. Like, good luck killing her.
That's most unfortunate. Boxy, though, he's going to find a target here. Yep, that is the Slayer Witch Doctor dead immediately with a bit of damage assistance from Koifa. Taiga, in the meantime, will get that bottom tier 1, but mid Insania, yeah, you get worked, buddy. Yep. That's a blink in from Iceberg once again. You cannot do a damn thing as a Coddle if he finds himself on top of you.
They're angry. They fed away a couple of kills, and they're striking back instantly, making these very aggressive, precise movements, but what? So Insania died, and that's it. That's not enough.
You can see they're doing a great job here, just pressuring bottom. They know that on the way is the heroes of Pango, so you're just going to hang out. There's the BKB on TA. Now, imagine if he had an Aegis to go with that, and they were looking to make plays for that last minute or two of that second life. Unfortunately, of course, it did go down a couple of minutes earlier.
You try to do these a little bit way too aggressive movements, and you pay the price for them every single time. Same goes for Alliance. They aren't really a stranger to those moves either.
And Ghostic will probably find another kill here, though. He's going to blink right on top of Insania. Does not want to use the lasso for it, though. Tygo's going to make a very intelligent teleport out as well. Both of the stuns were moving left side. They did not notice the Rubik teleporting out. That's fine. You will gladly trade your life as a 5 position for an enemy smoke. Also, top lane now, Koifa is able to apply tons of pressure with his Dusa.
He's going for that Yules now too after Maelstrom and Drums. This time around, like, I think I like the Yules a bit more. Oh, the cat.
Boxy? Naive?
He just got him.
Does that a solo kill?
That was a solo kill.
He killed the creep that Bat was trying to teleport into as well with the spin.
And he even failed. I mean, I'm not certain if he failed the Culling Blade because he did it so early. I think he meant to do it that way.
Slayer, you're in some trouble, buddy. You're just walking in. Koiva's just going to chase. I think one more hat and might be the kill here. Will they go for the ult? Ooh. You can see he was thinking about it.
He was prepping it for sure, but Ember just way too hard to kill like that if he has a Remnant elsewhere. On the bottom lane, we might see a jump. There's... Oh. Well, he did jump, but backwards. Last time they tried this move, it didn't really work out very well for them, so... Yeah. And now, they're learning on their mistakes, at least.
The problem, again, with this Pango line, just the lack of team fight. Yeah, you've got the Enigma, the Bat, sure, but you're playing against the Medusa. You are not going to have the damage against a Coddle Medusa and the counter-initiation potential of an Axe the Blade Mail.
And like,
there's no way.
Even this BKB on TA, like, it's great. It's a 10-second BKB, but you're playing it into an Axe. He doesn't really care. He's still going to call you.
It's the Ember factor, because if you don't buy the BKB, then Koiva can just jump on top of you, and you're going to die immediately. And to the point, I love the Yules this game. My big issue with Koiva's build the last game was why in the hell are you getting a Mjolnir before it? You know, there's so many items you can get. Mjolnir is great, but it's very much more of a late-game item. It is not effective to pick up 25, 30 minutes in.
No, I agree completely.
And yeah, it's just also with item slots being as they are, there's no such thing as too many cheap items. Like,
I think they just missed their timings on the side of Pango with a couple of deaths with that first Shrine Rush in which they lost 4 heroes instead of taking a clean fight and Aegis. And then even after taking that Aegis and a couple of pickoffs, they still failed to utilize the advantage that they had. They failed to utilize the aggressive potential of their lineup properly. Yep. And right now, like, yeah, they're smoking up. They still have the black hole. They still have ways of taking these fights, but it's so much harder.
Look at what Alliance is doing. Like, this is exactly how you want to play the game. Just stand as 3 heroes off map behind your Dusa, bait him. You got Taiga shoving out a side lane. He's ready to teleport if needed. And there's really just no way you're going to 100-0 this Dusa. He's got a Scotty up. He's going to get a free kill on this Witch Doctor in just a moment. The runes are going to spawn. Looks like it'll be a 2-2.
Going on the Shrine again?
They're actually going to lasso the Dusa. They lasso the Dusa. They drag him all the way into the pit, but...
Well,
folks,
there's no Witch Doctor, and the rest of them just don't want to commit there. How do you kill that Dusa? That lasso was just wasted.
Oh, Taiga's going to kicking himself. He loses out on those 2 bounty runes. Ghostic going to make a heads-up play, teleport down bottom, push the lane a bit, and then scoop them up for himself. He'll be going for a BKB next item as well.
Jug, so there's another way of initiating and jumping on that Dusa or even the Kotl and the supports. But the problem is, like, this is now a Diffusal Yasha Blink Dagger Jug. Where's the damage coming from? Like, yeah, you can get into the position, but like, who exactly are you gonna kill? Perhaps the supports, but there's even a Crimson on Axe. Like, he's gonna save them.
Like this Madar's just walking up the high ground. I don't even know if you can TP in here, Naive. I don't care if it's a Shrine. That's a Butterfly Medusa, rapidly approaching level 20, and he's just walking in.
Look at this snake, man. He's just. Not a single fear in his mind. He just goes straight at them. And he can. It's justified. He has enough support behind him. Even him on his own, like the item build that he has rocking for himself right now, it's extremely hard for Pango to take him down.
And Roche has spawned, and this is exactly what you're looking for as Alliance, an opportunity to take an objective. And if you want to stop them, Pango, you're going to have to go walk in, take that 5-on-5 fight in a big choke point.
You have Bat for that. You have Enigma for that. Bat is pretty decent around the pit, but I'm not certain. Let's see.
Oh, they're going to get the last off onto the Rubik. The immediate counter initiation by Boxy. Iceberg's going to blink, and that's a dead Rubik for sure. But Dar is standing in the middle, just blasting away. They're going to get the Enigma off, but no, he gets the Stone Gaze off. He was trying to face away, but it just did not work out. Madar is also going to kill the Healing Ward. The Will-O-Wisp does go down. Madar is almost out of mana, but there's a Coddle. Will he be able to give it to him? Yep, there you go. This is like an unkillable Medusa, man, and the triple Remnant ultra kill.
That damage, that was just filth.
Filthy.
Pure filth. The way they took them down, yeah, it's what we called the black hole is just not there. It's way too hard. You kill down the Rubik, yeah, you take care of him, but there's Stone Gaze. It's very hard to catch that Uza. And that Omni Slash did connect, but he did absolutely nothing. He didn't even take down the Deuce's mana with the Diffusal. It's just, he doesn't have enough attack speed with this build for that Omni Slash to work.
Yeah, and Insania hit him with the give mana twice, which is effectively just giving 750 pre-reduction HP to your Deuces. So this...
Like, check this out. They catch the Firefly's Rubik. All right, they kill him instantly. But Axe jumps in, catches two of them. Madara is in the right spot. The black hole connects, but so what?
He's standing in the Midnight Pulse as well. Like, he's taking as much damage as
possible, yeah. And Iceberg is going ham at him. Everyone is trying to go, but they just melt. They just melt.
That's the most satisfying thing in the world, by the way, to triple Remnant and get all those kills. It feels so good. Maybe not in the world,
Ember is such a satisfying hero to play overall.
Yeah. Probably my favorite right now in the game, but it seems kind of cheesy because that hero is just so strong. I'm surprised it's yet to be first two'd in this tournament. I just don't ever see this hero seem weak. It's always at least accomplishing something. Arguably the best catch in Dota at the moment as Alliance move on to the high ground. Up 1-0 in this series. If they can win this game, they will advance to the bracket portion. Pango, one last ditch attempt to try and save this tier 3, but what do? That's an Aegis on your Dusa.
You don't have your ults up. You don't have the lasso. You don't have the black hole. You just have to concede this side at least.
And Goiva, like, he's just going to pop his Mjolnir onto Madara in a second.
Yeah, I think so too. So you're going to have an even harder time attacking her or going after. There we go.
Hey, what do you do?
What do you do exactly? You can just look at the snake as it takes down your axes.
And this is something that was missing from Pango's drafts in both of these games. They don't have that frontliner that they've been able to play around. Like, sure, you could say it's a life stealer, but it's just not the same kind of hero. It doesn't provide any team fight, whereas all Alliance have to do is create that power circle, send Madar in front as their champion.
After they reach the right itemization, right, the power spike, they can definitely do that. This game is looking pretty much done for Pango. I believe that they could have had a different game if they utilized their power spike a bit better with that first Aegis, but...
And we'll see. They do have a shot. We'll see. Firefly coming in. They're going to go immediately onto the lasso, but he's going to get changed. Will not be able to bring Madara into the tier 4s. They're going to have him probably just pop a man to Iceberg. Just blinked onto Insania, but he takes a taunt Blade Mail to the face. The Jug Omni Slash as well onto Boxy, but that's just a target that doesn't matter. The Crimson Guard as well, negating so much of that damage as the Stone Gaze isolates these two cores from the rest of their supports. And that's going to be it for the cores and the game. GG, Alliance, 2-0 over Pango.
Oh, the black hole! Never mind.
The stolen black hole! And that's the game.
All right.
Group A.
At least we did see Taiga steal that black hole in the end.
That's true.
That Rubik. You know what? Like, sometimes you pick that Rubik versus Enigma. Like, it can go both ways. You don't have to exactly steal the black hole. As long as you're there around, he's going to have a much harder time to cast it. Like, Taiga would be a couple of times out of position. He would die at the start of the fight, or he would steal something else. So Enigma did have an easier time of using that black hole, but in the end it didn't matter. They just missed their timings. And I would basically note two big missed opportunities for them. First one is when TA had 2.3k gold but not Blink Dagger, and they fought. They lost 4 on that Shrine fight, and the second obviously with that Aegis on the bottom lane, that fight.
Yep. There's a saying, to be good, try not to make mistakes. To be great, think about making plays. So far, both these teams very solid, but still just good teams. And I think if I'm Pango, I'm going to look at this series.
They have a lot to learn. Yeah.
They're beating themselves. They arguably outplayed Alliance, even with inferior drafts, and I would say both games. Yet they just make that one play that they shouldn't when they're so close to the timing. If they just have that composure, that what's the word? Not the stability, but the discipline.
I think Alliance strategically are a little bit more sound, right? They're a little bit better when it comes to strategic approach to the game. Even though, as you said, the way they set up the lanes isn't favorable for them. And also the way the Pango just plays circles around them in some of these fights. But Pango, at the same time, they have some new members, so maybe that's the reason.
Yeah, just, don't take the 50-50 fight when you got the lead. Wait for the great fight. Go find that. Get it going. Just, hurts to watch. But Alliance fans are going to be happy. They've taken Group A 2-0, not dropping a game. We'll be back after a short break with the next series